Secrets of the decentralized asset revealed for entrepreneurs. My name is C.F. Hutter. If your business buys Bitcoin, you can call me Chauncey. Do you remember where you were when you first learned about the internet? I was going over to a friend's house with my wife. We were on a committee for this particular ministry and this organization that we were helping out with. And the guy's house, we walked in, he goes, "You ever heard of the internet?" I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he goes in and he's like, "Here, look at this." And he goes on his computer in his house and he clicks a couple of buttons and he says, "Look." It takes him a little while. He says, "Look, that is a document in my office." I mean, that sounds funny right now, but we'd never seen that before. Like, that was a big thing. And he was like, "Isn't that cool?" And I went, "Not really. I didn't think it was that big a deal." I didn't understand, okay? I didn't understand the implications, right? Now we're seeing web pages and emails and websites with pictures. Ooh, pictures on there was a whole new world that was happening. Later on, fast forward a bunch of years, you had texting, and probably 15 years later, you had mobile phones, you had social media, smartphones, you had some videos. The technology got better where we could watch videos. All this is happening, right? I don't know, it took about 15 years for the public to start using the internet in that way. That now we had companies like Google, and we had companies like Apple and Amazon and Microsoft. These are the biggest companies in the world. What's the commonality here? They all were built on top of the internet. Okay, the internet. Obviously, the internet was birthed many decades earlier before that. But as far as public goes, there was a window. It was about a 15-year period when we started seeing this new companies getting built on top of that. It was a protocol. Okay, that the internet was like a platform that companies built on. The Bitcoin network is a protocol too. It's just like the internet. In 2024, Bitcoin was 15 years old. Did you know there's thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs scrambling right now? They're on a race to build companies on top of the Bitcoin network. Is that a new idea to you? Is that concept something that you don't know? Nobody ever told you that yet? Bitcoin is the internet of money. Okay, the Bitcoin network is something, as amazing as the internet was and is, the internet of money, the Bitcoin network, is even more amazing. Okay, who knows in the coming decades what's going to get built on top of this thing? The whole world is going to get built on top of the Bitcoin blockchain. It's just, we can't imagine. Just like we couldn't imagine way back in the late 80s, early 90s on how the internet was going to change the world. The Bitcoin network is going to change the world times thousands more, with AI and all kinds of things going with it. How does this happen on the Bitcoin blockchain? It's called the blockchain trilemma. The properties that make up a blockchain: decentralized, secure, scalable. I learned all this from Jeff Booth. Jeff Booth is the man. If you don't have his book, go get it. I reference him in my book. He's a Bitcoin technology, AI, robotics guy. Amazing mind, amazing investor, helping people all over the world. And so he said, you can only have two blockchain properties. Bitcoin chose decentralized and secure. By the way, that's the first time ever in the history of the world we've had something that is completely, for real, decentralized and secure. Like, period, end of sentence, amazing. A lot of ramifications for that. Other blockchains, other crypto coins, I'm not going to name names, everything that's not Bitcoin, other blockchains try to do scalable, they try to do decentralized, they try to do a secure thing, but they don't do decentralized and secure like Bitcoin. Everybody else tries one of the other combinations. Guess what? Bitcoin is the only decentralized blockchain network, and it's the only one that's truly secure. It's been tried to be hacked for 1 million times. Nobody's hacked it. All the other crypto projects, Why don't you Google it and see how many times they're hacked? Bitcoin is completely different from those other crypto blockchains. Here's my point. Bitcoin is a foundation. How does Bitcoin change the world? You build on top of the Bitcoin network, just like in those other projects. So layer 2, that's where we're going to scale. Layer 2, Bitcoin's layer 1. Layer 2 is an example, is the Lightning Network. It's a payment network. A global payment system's completely messed up, and Bitcoin is right now changing that with the layer 2 of the Lightning Network. It is actually amazing. Is there layer 3? Yes. There are other projects that are layer 3. Eventually, there'll be layer 4s. This is an ongoing scaling growth where the top technology people that want to make sure that nobody can mess with their stuff, so they're on a decentralized, protected, secure platform. That's where they're going to build on for the future, because they don't want to wait 10 years or 20 years from now and have somebody hack their stuff and break it down and screw up their business. So this is where the world's going. Eventually, the world, over time, is going to get built in some layer on top of the Bitcoin Foundation. That is remarkable. So let me just, from an investor standpoint, let me put a little my 2 cents in. I would recommend going and buying a piece of this foundation. There is like a bedrock that everything on the earth that we know is going to get built on eventually. Why not go own a piece of that right now and go buy some Bitcoin? By the way, in a few years, there are going to be people that own Bitcoin and there are going to be people that don't own Bitcoin. You're not going to be able to buy any more Bitcoin a few years from now, because it's just not. We're talking about a limited supply. And the few Bitcoin that are going to be mined on a daily basis are going to get eaten up by very, very, very wealthy nation states, trillion-dollar organizations, multi-billion-dollar hedge funds. They're going to get that Bitcoin or Bitcoins when they are mined that day. We aren't. Get some while you can right now. It is definitely Bitcoin time.